This is Duke University.
Welcome. Welcome to the 2016 hooding ceremony for the Master of Engineering degree. My name is Jeff Glass. I'm on the faculty in the Pratt School of Engineering and also the faculty director for professional master's programs. It's really an honor to be here to welcome you and to kick off this great ceremony where we can truly show our appreciation to the graduates and recognize their accomplishment. Now, this is a special ceremony we call the hooding ceremony, where the hood on the graduates symbolizes that they have completed the requirements for an advanced degree beyond the baccalaureate, and it also signifies the area of that degree, in this case, engineering. For us, it's more of a time to reflect and to thank the family and friends and the graduates for the time that they've spent here. And for the congratulations, I want to say also thank you. Not just congratulations, but thank you. Thank you for being in the program, for establishing this program, and for working hard to make it a success. In particular, you've chosen a unique program, the Master of Engineering degree, and I highly commend you for that. The Master of Engineering degree puts together the essentials of a highly technical degree, along with the essential business core elements and leadership elements that you'll need to implement those engineering skills. So it's truly a new way of thinking about advanced degrees, allowing both the technical and what we sometimes refer to as the soft skills to come together. So I congratulate you for being on the cutting edge of choosing this degree, and I'm sure that over the course of your career, you will see, if you haven't already, how important it is to implement both those soft skills and the technical skills simultaneously. Now, to the friends and family, this is a very special time, of course. It's very special for the students, but it's also very special for you. And in fact, I would say it's as much a transition for you all, and even for us, as it is for the graduates. Duke has been the home away from home for the students, and we will miss them just like you have missed them while they are here. But we can all be comforted by the hope, and I would say the fact, that the many things they've learned from both you all during their time with you and from their time here at Duke will now benefit the rest of the world, not just our friends and family. This is very important to enrich not only their own lives, but the lives of everyone, to bring the important aspects of societal benefit that they have learned during their time at Duke. What the graduates may not yet realize is how enduring the bond and the mutual support from all of you and those of us here at Duke truly is. With the hindsight of many more years than our graduates, of course, many of us know this is to be fact. I run into students from many years ago regularly and have excellent interactions and conversations in which we share, compare notes, have mutual conversations of benefit to each of us. And this will certainly happen to you all in the years to come. Now, but we have to remember that despite this wonderful ending you have to a degree, and the fact that we're here to congratulate you and signify this ending, it's actually a beginning. And as I would paraphrase the great educator Whitney Griswold, education is not a quantitative body of knowledge, but rather it is a taste for knowledge, a capacity to explore, to question, and to perceive. So my hope for your time here is that it's provided that platform for your future endeavors. Not that you've learned everything you need to know, but that it's allowed you to develop your intuition about both business and technical issues, and it's provided a basis which gives you the capacity, as Griswold said, to explore, question, and ultimately understand. And it's that understanding that will provide the foundation for your decisions in your future organizations. So I want to end my welcome message with a phrase that I think is so important, which is, so much to learn, so little time. So much to learn, so little time. Now, certainly, in hindsight, you can feel that way. There was so much to learn in the short time you were here at Duke. But I want to project it forward. A little bit strange for the end of a time here, for the end of a degree, but still, so much to learn, so little time. As anyone who's been working in a typical organization these days knows, that the work consumes our lives. That's a wonderful thing when we're passionate about our work. But we have to keep in mind there's so much to learn and so little time. There's no summer vacation in the real world. Many times our holidays are catch-up times for the work that we need to do. So much to learn, so little time. I vividly remember an alumnus who called me a few months ago and said, I can't find the time to get my driver's license renewed in the new state. I can't find the time to do my dry cleaning or my laundry. I can't find the time to clean my apartment. She said, but I love my job. I said, great. Just remember, so much to learn, so little time. My fear is that you have learned so much in the time at Duke that you'll believe or feel in your intuition that that's what was needed and that's enough. And in fact, that's not enough. In fact, now it gives you the ability to learn so much more by your observations in your new organizations and your new endeavors. So it is really necessary to keep the same mentality, the same perspective, the same proactive, exciting feeling of learning that you've had during your time at Duke as you enter the working world or in whatever endeavor that you pursue next. As Newton Baker said, the person who graduates today and stops learning tomorrow is uneducated the day after. So I simply want to leave with that message. Continue to challenge yourself. Measure your achievements more by what you learn than by what you earn. Look at how you will expand your expertise, how you will deepen your expertise. It's not easy, but that challenge is exactly what makes it fun. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Bridget Fletcher, and I serve as the Associate Director for Academic and Student Services for the program. It is a pleasure to be here with you this morning to celebrate the accomplishments of these wonderful young people. The MEng class decided this year to choose not just one, but two student speakers, and it is my pleasure to introduce them. First up, Matthias Berger.
Dear professors, faculty, parents, friends, today is a day to celebrate. I would like to congratulate all of you in finally getting this Duke degree after a month of effort and dedication. Today is a day to remember and celebrate the great experiences, friendships, and invaluable knowledge we have gained over the past few semesters here at Duke. As we are gathered here today, surrounded by our dear friends and families, sharing this moment of joy and happiness, it is also a great opportunity to think about the future. Not only our future as individuals, but also the future of our human society, to which we all belong and contribute. As we are about to leave university and take up active roles in society, I would like to explore with you what defines us as Pratt graduates, and I would also like to share a few words about how we can and why we should employ our newly acquired skills to contribute to a positive evolution of our society. Over the past few semesters, I've had the chance to interact with most MEng students. Despite the variety of rich personalities and the cultural diversity, it became quickly obvious to me that we all share certain traits. We all have a passion for learning and exploring, both in the technical field and beyond. We are united in our desire to push technology forward and make a difference. I have also witnessed great human qualities amongst all of us, and they complement nicely our technical skills. The world-class engineering education we have received at Pratt has strengthened these hard skills and has also gifted us with the tools to make a significant impact around us. The Duke experience, with its dynamic and rich multicultural environment, has also augmented our human qualities by reminding us that each and every human being deserves to be respected, independently of her thoughts, values, beliefs, or origin. It was a genuine privilege to benefit from these experiences, and it also comes with a responsibility towards others who are not as lucky. Modern technology grants us powers man could not even dream of only a few decades ago. With the rise of computing, the internet, and artificial intelligence, the potential for progress seems endless. Yet, we are standing at a critical time of our human journey. We are currently facing challenges never simultaneously encountered before. Natural threats, such as climate change or serious pollution of essential resources, have come to reality in many regions around the globe. Human interactions between different social, religious, and ethnic groups are being polarized across the Western world and beyond. In light of these examples, it appears that progress is not inevitable. In difficult times, let's not act out of fear, but let's not fear to act. As proud engineers and humanists, we possess the power to influence technology and society for the better. And when skills and will are so beautifully combined, then the sky is the limit. However, great things do not fall from the sky. They grow from within each of us. Now, when leaving Duke and starting new endeavors, let's not forget about this. Let's make sure our actions do not just serve our personal ambitions, but also contribute to solving the problems of our time and benefit to others who maybe were not as lucky. With this, I would like to thank you for your time and thank you all of you for the inspiration provided to me this year. As we say in Belgium, félicitations et bon vent à tous, congratulations and good luck to everyone. Thank you very much.
Our next speaker is Claire Yuan.
First, I would like to say congratulations to all of us. Having survived the project and exams during the past 1 or 2 years, I think we should be very proud to have made it here at the commencement. I would like to thank all the parents, families, friends who encouraged and supported us as we worked towards our degrees. I would like to thank my own family, who have always been supportive since I came here, far away from home. I would also like to thank professors and staff members from Pratt, who always seems to be there when confused students need help. Being part of the MEng program at Duke is one of the best decisions I have ever made, which also turned out to be one of the most important experiences I have ever had. A lot of us might share similar reasons for coming to Duke. We all knew that coming to Duke meant we would be receiving a top education and be open to great job opportunities. Before I came to US, there was a saying goes like this. There are only 2 majors of studies in US. One is engineering, the other is non-engineering. Many of us thought having an engineering degree guarantees a decent job. Well, it might be true if you get it from Duke. However, I believe most of you will agree that job hunting was never an easy journey. I remember the time when I struggled with my first interview, the second interview, less awkward with help from Duke's career advisor, as for the third and the fourth. It paid off well in the end. No matter where we are, we know that we don't take success for granted, we earn it. A comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. I would be lying if I say I wasn't a little nervous about studying abroad. Even though I had studied in England for 2 years and had some experience with multicultural integration, after coming back from England, it was very easy for me to settle back into my comfort zone, so I still feel nervous about coming to US. However, I determined not to let the fear hinder the opportunity to learn and grow. I really appreciate that in MEng, we were always encouraged to do so. We may meet many obstacles, even failures, when we try to do something new. But the most important thing is that we never gave up trying until we reached the end, and then we start again. We see a similar spirit very often when watching Duke's basketball games. There's no speech at Duke that doesn't mention basketball. I knew nothing about basketball before coming to Duke. However, after watching games on campus and taking a management class talking about leadership of Coach K, I say that I started to like basketball, and my favorite color is blue. It is not only a sport. If you ask me name one thing I learned most from Duke, it is cooperation. Cooperation based on common goals, wisdom, shared values, as well as mutual respect. Last summer, I participated in a hackathon in California. An engineer from Google said during the talk, sometimes you may meet a situation where no one knows the way out, but you're called an engineer. So you have to sit, look at the problem, then give a solution. Today is a milestone for each of us. At the moment when this ceremony ends, we're taking the first step to becoming an engineer. Careers are a jungle gym, not a ladder, said Sheryl Sandberg, the author of book Lean In. The courage and ability to master new techniques sometimes outweigh the knowledge we already know. Being an MEng student, we should not only take away the academic skills we learned from Duke, but also the courage to face challenges and adapt to new environments. In the end, I would like to say congratulations again. I see passions in all of us to make better changes to the world. I see that graduates from Duke can think big, and we together can make these ideas real. Thank you.
At this time, we invite you to enjoy a slideshow put together by the Engagement Committee. At this time, we'll begin the hooding of the graduates. I'd like to ask our first row to please stand and line up along the wall over here. It's okay. Claire Yuan. Stand behind me, stand behind me. Matthias Philippe Etienne Berger. Bend your knees. Yang Nai Hui Feng. James Hubert Balinga Awomo. Shan Dong. Zhan Zhou. Kyle Imatani. Julian Mansier. Matias Augusto Malta Teixeira. Eric Daniel Asoyan. Austin Johnson. Miranda Rachel Gorman. Janelle Mire Baelish. Kavya Lakshmi Krishnamurthy. Brian David Burnett. Fang Yi Chen. Cameron Matthew Cates. Nikolos Lagopoulos. Yuan Huang. Ankur Manikandan. Chloe Rose Holzinger. David Arabian. Brian Chan. Kelly Caroline Taylor. Elise Marie Murphy. Paul Huang. Let's have one more round of applause for our graduates. I'd now like to ask Rick Telford, our executive in residence, to give a few closing thoughts.
Yes. First, let me pass along my congratulations. It's quite an accomplishment to get a Master of Engineering degree from Duke. Both you and your families should be very proud. I also want to point out that this is the first graduating class since I've been here that I know all of you. I didn't count all the December grads, but of the spring grads, 4 of you were in fall of 14. So you had to suffer with my first teaching experience here. I thank you for the feedback you gave. 7 of you were in the spring of 15 and 10 of you last fall. Each class was a little bit different, and in each case, though, I felt like the feedback I got from the previous one helped make each class better, so I thank you all very much for being my students. They asked me to give a 3 to 5 minute closing comments. Last year, they asked for the same thing. After the ceremony last year, we went to the reception. I started talking to the students who graduated, and I said, "What'd you think of my comments?" And one student, because they're not shy here at Duke, one student said to me, "Well, I was kind of looking for something a little more substantial." So, you know, the importance of student feedback here is tantamount. So I am taking that into consideration, and I may break my 5-minute time limit here. A former mentor of mine by the name of Steve Mills. For those of you that don't know, I retired from IBM a couple years ago and joined here as executive in residence at Duke. And after 32 years of career at IBM, you have a series of mentors, and one of my mentors was a gentleman by the name of Steve Mills. He retired recently as well as a senior VP at IBM, and he was a guy that was always in mentoring mode. No matter what the context of the meeting, you were going to get advice. And one of the things that he said more times than I wish to count is that there's a ditch on both sides of the road. And he would say this because in IBM, as in human nature, a lot of the times when something starts going wrong, in other words, you start going into a ditch, you overcorrect and think the best thing to do is the opposite of what we're doing now. You know, if this isn't working, let's do the opposite. And if you do that, of course, on the other side of the road, there's another ditch. And neither one of those is a good place to be. So part of life and part of what you'll see in your career is navigating between the ditches on each side of the road. And I've always felt that that was sort of a simple but very insightful comment when you're thinking about a course of action. And I just wanted to leave you with a few examples as you are now venturing out beyond the halls of Duke, out into whatever your next pursuits are. You have to be mindful of the actions you take and keep yourself steered between those ditches. First off, when you start a job, there'll always be a pressure to overachieve. You're going to want to make your mark. And that's a great thing to do. I mean, obviously the ditch on one side of the road is, you don't want to be perceived as the slacker, right? You don't want to be the person that comes in and is not putting out effort. So, as you all are overachievers in this program at Duke, I'm sure that will carry over into your career. But you have to be careful that the ditch on the other side of the road of not working hard enough is working too much. And I'm not saying you shouldn't accomplish a lot, but you're going to be judged on what you accomplish, not on how much time you put in. I see too many new hires in my career. They come in and they feel like to make their mark, they need to put in 60, 70, 80 hours. It really has nothing to do with how many hours you put in. You're judged on how much you achieve. So think about, as you are in your career, what can you be doing to do your work smarter, not necessarily harder? It's the innovation in what you do that helps you do your job better than the number of hours you put in. So as you are heading into your career, watch out for both those ditches. Obviously, I know you all will never fall into the one of not working hard enough, but be careful not to burn yourself out too young in your career. Also, in your career, you need to have a career plan, and you need to actively manage your career plan. Interact with your manager on a regular basis. Make sure your manager, your management chain, whoever you report to, your team leaders, understand your goals and your desires. This is on you to do this. On one side of the road, we all know there are those employees that go overboard, and they're constantly asking, when do I get my next raise? When do I get promoted? And that's not a good place to be. You don't want to be seen as the sort of nagging employee that's sort of, bothering. But by the same token, I want to make sure you understand that if you are the silent, quiet person, you might be overlooked for things that could come your way. You don't want to be too passive. Quite often in business, the people that are passive get overlooked. They know when salaries come along or job opportunities come along, the people that aren't making a point about it, they feel won't be as upset if they don't necessarily get that compensation. So you don't want to be that person either. You want to find that road in between where you're actively managing your own career, that your manager knows what your goals are and your expectations are, but without being too passive or too active. So that's a second thought. And finally, I want to talk about, because you all are driven people. You wouldn't be master's graduates at Duke University if you didn't have a drive to you. So I expect all of you will be in some leadership roles sometime in your career, either as a manager, an executive, a team leader, what have you. And that's where you also have to be very careful about staying on the road and avoiding the ditches. By coincidence, yesterday I gave a seminar on leadership to the distance MEM students, who I'm sure you all are familiar with the MEM program, and then they have a distance program, and they were in for their seminars. And in that seminar, I talked about leadership and the concept of understanding what your comfort zone is. So you all know your personality types. You all know what type of leader you're probably going to be, and that's your comfort zone. But to be an effective leader, you have to be able to show all types of skills in leadership. Some of you will be of the type where you are most comfortable in the people management side of leadership. Others will be not so good with the people, but be very good in managing the business. As a leader, you have to be able to expand your skills and not be one too far side or the other. Those that don't invest in the people find out that their teams end up failing. Those that spend too much time with the people and not on the business find out they cannot move their business forward. So find that center of the road in your leadership, in your career, and in the way you conduct yourself at work. And I think, hopefully, that'll give you some insights going forward. So to conclude, congratulations, best of luck. Keep in touch. I'm going to set us up something I think on LinkedIn so we can all sort of stay in touch and avoid the ditches on the side of the road. So congratulations. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, a couple of final quick housekeeping things. We would like to invite all of you to join us for a reception in the main lobby, just outside the doors here, beginning at noon. Between now and then, I'm going to ask the students to recess out in a moment, and then I'm actually going to ask them to come back because we have this esteemed group of faculty here who would be delighted to take photos with them. We'll have the professional photographers here doing that and invite you as friends and families to take pictures as well. All right, I'd like to ask the first row of graduates to please stand. And you can begin recessing out. Thank you. Let's give them a hand as they